welcome back to Treadmill Review Guru. Today we're reviewing the ProForm Pro 9000. It's at the top of ProForm's lineup of treadmills, and it has some pretty nice features. Along with inclining, it also declines, and it folds up, plus this large screen is iFit enabled, so you have tons of training options. Now let's dive in and take a closer look. Diving into the full construction, the overall footprint is 77.3 inches long, 35.3 inches wide, and 59.6 inches high. So the frame is really what makes this treadmill feel as solid as it is when we're using it, because it's steel, and then also it has these steel uprights. So that adds to that quality of this treadmill that we really like. A thing that we did notice is that there's a little bit of movement within the console, especially when you're running. So you get a little bit of shakiness with the screen. It's nothing distracting, but on other machines that we've tested, like the Soul F85 and even the Horizon 7.8, they have an added crossbar in between the uprights, so that would be a nice addition to this treadmill, and we think it would help eliminate that extra little bit of shakiness. Considering it doesn't have that, it still feels like a really solid machine. And another component of that is the 3.6 continuous horsepower motor. The motor's actually pretty quiet, and it's really smooth with adding on, taking off that speed when you change, and also changing the grade. It stays really smooth and consistent. We did a test to compare this and also with the other treadmills to see how quickly and responsive the motor is. So we timed how long it takes this motor to go from 1 miles per hour up to its max 12 miles per hour. It took about 24 seconds, and this was really on par with the treadmills from Nordic Track, kind of at the middle of the pack. And it definitely is really responsive when it adds on that speed, takes it off, so you don't really have too much lag time. The deck size is 60 inches long. You'll be able to run, sprint, do all sorts of movements, hike, and we've found that the 60-inch is pretty standard. Users of all sizes should be able to have enough room to accommodate their full stride. And the cushioning feels really nice underfoot. I ran a race through iFit and didn't have any discomfort. Normally, like when I'm running outside or even running on harder surfaces, I'll get discomfort in my ankles and my feet. Didn't have any of that on this. And the step-up height, so the height from the ground all the way up to the deck, is about 10 inches. ProForm offers a really nice warranty. And that warranty really helps, I think, back up the solidness of the frame. So the frame has a 10-year warranty, and then there's a 2-year warranty on parts and a 1-year warranty for labor. Before we dive into the overall console on the Pro 9000, if you haven't already, give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. We make these videos for you guys. That way you can make informed buying decisions from home. So diving into the overall console, definitely a large part of that and the large part of the functionality within this treadmill is within the 22-inch touchscreen. The graphics are really crisp and clear. This also tilts a little bit so you can avoid any overhead glare, which is nice. So there's cup holders on either side, and they fit my 22-ounce water bottle just fine. I can also fit my phone. They're a little bit oversized, so that helps to be able to fit those personal items that you may want nearby. The speakers are really nice. So going back to the iFit classes, I'm able to hear the music, and then when I play music through the Bluetooth from my phone, I can hear it really well. They go really loud. The handles provide definitely enough balance if you need it to be able to hang on to them. These front handles, they don't have the pulse grips. They're just standard handles for you to be able to hang on to. The Pro 9000 doesn't come with a heart rate tracker. You do have to buy that separately. So you have all of your buttons down here, and then you have quick touch buttons here. The speed goes up to that 12 miles per hour. With these buttons, it will increase by 0.1 increments. And then with your incline and decline buttons over here, they will change by 0.5%. You also have these quick touch buttons that we really appreciate, definitely adds to the functionality. So when you're going, down here is for your miles per hour. So if I wanted to start, I could just press 3 and the treadmill will go into that 3 miles per hour. And then I can go up to that 12 and be sprinting and go back down. So that allows you to go quickly from one speed to another. And then the same is with this top row is your grade. So if you want to go up to a 4% incline or down to your -3% incline, you have that these quick touch buttons to be able to do that. And then it does have a fan, which I'm 5'1", I like it. So the airflow is a lot more than I expected. It hits my neck and my chest. Our other reviewer, Matthew, who's 6'5", couldn't use it. He said it was just pretty much just pointing at his torso. He could feel it when he put his hand in front of it, but it's pretty much useless. And he said that you'd have to plug in a fan if he wanted to cool down. But if you're shorter like me, you may like it. It has multiple settings. So I'll let you hear it. And that goes to that auto. So it's not really loud, especially when you have the treadmill going. Can't really hear it. I was just surprised that air output was a little bit more than I expected. Overall, this console is really easy to use. It's one of the things that I really like about the Pro 9000 is that it's just one of those treadmills that you can just jump on and go. Even with iFit, the library is really easy to navigate, and overall, everything is really straightforward. One of the aspects that makes the Pro 9000 really valuable and where you're going to get so much of the functionality within this large touchscreen is the fact that it's iFit enabled. So iFit comes free for the first 30 days, so you can check it out before diving into that monthly subscription. And iFit offers over 16,000 classes. They're led by world-class instructors that are super knowledgeable, and they'll take you in locations all over the world. There's outdoor classes that are literally filmed on every continent. There's indoor classes that are filmed in a studio. Some of those classes also feature background people, so you get kind of that more studio-like experience. Here is the main menu, so you can scroll through and see the different class options. There's classes on the treadmill. There's classes off the treadmill. They also have cycling classes and classes on their other equipment, like their rowing machines. So you can take rowing classes. They have strength classes on the mat. They also have classes that you can take for meditation and mindfulness. They also have some TED Talks. I really actually appreciate those classes as well. So I know with iFit, I can train my full body and get a lot of different types of training that way, where I can do strength, I could do running, I can do cycling and all of that stuff. Plus I can also train my mind as well. I think both are definitely important. So going through, this is the main menu, and then you can go through and you can schedule classes, which is really helpful. You have your own calendar, so you can go in, and if you want to take a class that day, week from now, you have that option. And then another really nice feature is you can also go in and create your own routes. So if you don't want to take a trainer-led class, which I will show you one of those in a minute, you can go through. This one is in a location in Cambodia, but you can type up here any location around the world, and it uses Google Maps to create this. So you can go in and figure out, okay, what route do I want to walk or run on the treadmill, and then as you're going, it'll be like Google Images, and they'll keep going as you continue on further down the route. So that's really cool that you can actually see real life places and be able to explore them yourself. And the classes are on demand. They're also live classes, so you can take one and you can compete on a leaderboard, and there's also the leaderboard will show in the on-demand classes as well, so you can compete that way. So here you can see the leaderboard, and you can filter it by your gender, age group, or you can also swipe it away completely if you don't want to see it, which I completely understand because it can get pretty intimidating sometimes. And then also, as you're going, so really in the classes, the instructor is going to guide you through the workout, and they're going to guide you through the landscape. And then as you're going, so mainly the camera is going to follow the instructor, and then there's times where you'll see pans of the surrounding landscapes, which is really cool. You can also go in and you can mute the instructor completely if you want. You can just listen to the instructor's voice. So I'm going to mute this for a second. There's this master volume. And then with the music, you can turn on, you can turn it off. I do kind of wish that iFit had the music integrated in, meaning that the instructor picks it, I experience it the way the instructor intended it to be experienced. It kind of sometimes adds a little bit more to the energy. But another thing that I do like is that if you don't want this music, you can simply mute it completely, and then you can connect your device through Bluetooth and listen to whatever you want. So I use Spotify, and I will listen to my Spotify account, and also while I'm taking classes, if I don't want to listen to the music that iFit provides. So I really like that it adds that option, because then I get pretty much unlimited choices with music and I get to control it. So that's a really nice feature. Another thing that's really nice with iFit, so you can turn on the training, and it's that auto adjust feature. So as you're going, when she's saying cues, so she's saying we're gonna pick up our pace, or she's going through, like right now she's going on a decline, the treadmill will automatically go on that decline with her, or if she's going uphill, it'll automatically incline. When she picks up her pace, it will pick up the pace as well. You can also bypass that at any time, but it's really nice because you don't have to then worry about adding in those extra variables with your training. If you don't want to use iFit, you don't have to. You can still use this treadmill. Just know that you're not going to get the full functionality out of it, but you have that option, like you can use manual mode whether you're subscribed to iFit or not. And something to be aware of though is that when you're using classes in iFit, and then when you're using those pre-programmed classes, they do require Wi-Fi. If you're using just manual mode though, which I will show you what manual mode looks like. If you're using manual mode, that doesn't require a Wi-Fi connection. And it'll just show you this track. And then you have all of your workout metrics up here that you can swipe in between. I really recommend using, getting that iFit subscription, especially with the Pro 9000, just because you then get to use this screen, which really adds to the overall, I think, quality of this treadmill. Now I'm gonna let you hear how the motor sounds. I'm going to walk at 3 miles per hour, run at 6 miles per hour, and run at 9 miles per hour. And I am just on a flat grade. So here's 3 miles per hour. Here's 6 miles per hour. Here's 9 miles per hour. So as you can see, the motor is actually pretty quiet, and it has a pretty low foot noise as well. The Pro 9000 inclines up to a 12% grade and declines to a -3% grade. So I'm gonna let you hear it when I have it fully inclined and also fully declined. So here it is at that 12% grade. Here it is, fully inclined. And now I'm going to decline it to that -3%. So here it is, fully declined. So as you can see, that incline and decline function is also really quiet. Now I'm gonna have one of our reviewers, Matthew, who's 6'5", 230 pounds, walk and run on the Pro 9000. So here he is walking at 3 miles per hour. Here he is running at 6 miles per hour. And here he is running at 9 miles per hour. So overall, the ProForm Pro 9000 is a pretty solid treadmill. A few things to keep in mind is that it does just have a 300-pound weight capacity, so that's going to be limiting for some users. And we did notice when running, there's a little bit of movement and shake within the console. It's definitely not anything distracting, just more something to keep in mind. We do really like the large 22-inch touchscreen. It really adds to iFit because the graphics look super clear and it really makes it a more interactive experience when you're using iFit. You get thousands of classes. They're adding to the library every day. You can take classes on the treadmill, off the treadmill. So it's a really full training experience that you can customize however you want because there's so many different classes to choose from. There's that auto adjust feature, so the treadmill will adjust automatically with the speed and the grade as you're going, so you get a full hands-free experience. This treadmill inclines up to 12% and it declines to -3%. I really like that it's easy to use. It's really straightforward, especially with the console. Plus it folds up out of the way and can be moved around with its transportation wheels. So if you're a little bit more limited on space and need a treadmill that can fold up, this is a nice option for that. Thanks for watching our review. If you want to learn more about this treadmill, head to treadmillreviewguru.com. We have a full written review there with even more details. And you could click the link below for current pricing. And like this video if you find it helpful, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We create these videos for you guys. That way you can make informed buying decisions on all your fitness equipment. I'm Sydney with Treadmill Review Guru. I'll see you next time.